You know, those fragrances that smell super masculine, and they make the man who's wearing it super attractive. Well, I've got some for you. Hi my lovely people, welcome back to another fabulous fragrance video. I was just thinking the other day, it's been a minute since I last did a video dedicated to masculine fragrances. I'm always covering unisex fragrances on this channel and then feminine fragrances, but we gotta give those fellas some airtime, right? And I have discovered the most masculine smelling scents ever. So I have here with me my husband.
Poof! Just like that, see?
So here's my husband. I cannot wait to talk about this first one, especially. My goodness, I received this in the mail, and my goodness, I tell you, this one was super mind-blowing to me because it's exactly what I find so sexy on men. This has essentially everything that is, every note that is super hot and super masculine in this fragrance. And you know, he thinks it's really amazing too, but my gosh, I cannot get enough of this on him. Smells so divine. There are certain kind of notes that smell super hot on men. Like if you are a guy who's looking to smell masculine, like masculine, not unisex, you know, fragrances, you know, there are a lot of unisex fragrances, as you know, I talk about on this channel, that smell really amazing on guys, but that's another video. This video is about completely super masculine fragrances. If you guys want to, you know, hear about the unisex fragrances, I make so many videos about those. So I find certain notes and accords to be very hot on guys, super hot on guys. And I know I'm not alone here. I talk to, you know, fellow women. I know so many women. I've talked about this with other women. It seems that we all look for like this certain type of notes. I mean, some of them don't know these notes in particular, but they constantly point to fragrances that have these notes, you know what I mean? And those notes tend to be these categories. So like conifer notes, you know, like piney kind of notes, like cypress or pine or fir, you know, those type of conifer notes. That's what conifer notes are, those sort of like piney fresh type of notes. Super sexy on men. And then you add spice to it, spice notes, whoo, really hot. And then you add something like leather. Then it becomes extremely hot, okay? This one right here, you guys, Micallef, you guys know I am in love with this fragrance house. I constantly rave about it because they make the most divine fragrances in the world. You know, it's one of my top 2 favorite fragrance houses. I talk about this all the time. They just released this super hot men's fragrance right here. Whew, I feel like it's too hot to touch. I'm telling you, seriously, it was sexy. Even the box is sexy, you guys. So it's actually Red Colorado. Red Colorado by Micallef. I was actually, you know, I didn't know I was receiving this fragrance. They actually sent it to me. This arrived and I opened it up. I was like, ooh, this is giving me very mysterious, sexy vibes. And I immediately realized that this is a men's fragrance. So let me show you first. You remember how this arrived?
I sprayed it on and I still have the claw marks.
Honestly, seriously, it was super sexy. He's kidding, but you know, I'll talk about the inspiration for this fragrance, but I want to show you, like, it came with here a picture of its inspiration, which I'll tell you more about. It's a postcard, and it came with this leather pouch. It's a really nice, it's actually in leather. It's like kind of leather-esque pouch that has Micallef on it. It's a protective case, which I thought was genius to put the fragrance in when you're traveling. I thought that was awesome. And it came with this like very you know, like a bracelet with this little like skull thing. There's this leather binder.
Cool.
Yeah, this is like a leather binder. It's like leather, and it's like, it's kind of like, what is it like, baby? It's like, it's like a notebook, but with like, even that is so rustic,
you can
know?
like do business cards up here.
Yeah.
Take notes.
But anyway, goodies aside, okay, I thought that was neat that they sent it. They always give extra stuff. You know how in Micallef is. You order something from them, the next thing you know, you're getting like a free 30 ml bottle, 3 travel sprays that are deluxe size. I don't know how they afford to do that.
Yeah.
Like, they make the most divine fragrances, and then they give all this free stuff, which Kriegler, I spend what, $500 on?
Yeah.
And then I get teeny tiny 2 samples.
And they make you pay for this.
Yeah, if you want more, then you have to pay for it. You know, compare it to that. And Micallef produces amazing fragrances, still high-end, very, very niche, and still, you know, doesn't break the bank. I mean, yeah, it's niche prices, but not $500. This is the bottle, you guys. Okay, let me show you the box, which is really nice. And then you open it. This is the presentation.
Ta-da.
This is red Colorado. Now you look like, it looks like black, doesn't it? But let me take it out. This actually is an ombre. Yeah, it's like it's red to black ombre. You know, it's a beautiful red bottle, very sexy. Oh my gosh, am I gonna be able to? This fragrance is so good, and it smells even better. Like when I smell from the atomizer, it smells so sexy, but on him it warms up and it smells even better. Let me.
All right, viewer discretion advised.
Anyway, you smell this and you tell me your opinion, then I'll tell them what I think.
Oh wow.
Oh my. So
they chose a really good like scene setting with red Colorado.
Yeah.
It smells. It smells like, I would even go like Arizona, you know?
Kind of, right?
Yeah, it's got like a sandstone kind of like Grand Canyon carved out.
You know what they were going for? So in the inspiration, this is very manly smelling. It's like raw, like masculinity. It reminds me of like Western movies, like the Old West. And it's funny that I thought that. I read later on, when I received this, I thought it was like raw masculinity. And then I read about the fragrance and I found out the inspiration is actually the American West. So that's the inspiration. This is a French fragrance house, as you know. So American West was the inspiration for it. I mean, boy, does it smell masculine. I mean, like, this is the epitome of masculinity. If you guys are looking for a fragrance that's gonna get the ladies going crazy, this is the one.
Yeah, it's got a very spicy, but it's also got sweet.
So a little sweetness in it too,
on the top,
like a little hint, and that freshness from that.
Oh, very fresh. And there's like it's like a sandy kind of smell, but it smells amazing.
This smells so good. Like I told you guys at the beginning of this video, there are certain type of notes that just drive me crazy with, like, you know, men's fragrances. And I know this to be true with a lot of the majority of women. And so there's the conifer. So this fragrance has pine and cypress. Those two are actually two of my favorite, along with fir. Like, favorite type of conifer, like those piney, fresh, like, I find them to be so alluring on a man.
But it's more like if you go to a lumber yard.
Yeah.
And you smell like the freshly dried pine.
Yeah.
You know.
So there's that freshness from the piney freshness from those two notes. And then it has leather, you guys. And that leather is like, leather is sexy on men and women. I gotta tell you, like, it takes the fragrance to like that badass kind of level, you know, like in men's and women's. Like a good example for women, well, it's actually unisex. but I think it leans feminine. But anyway, good example would be Cherry Punk has leather. It took like a fragrance that would have been very feminine, like kind of pretty girl feminine, to like a badass girl kind of feminine, you know. So leather takes it there, and leather puts this luxurious touch, this like sophistication to it, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, what's his name?
Sophisticated, but a little rugged.
Little rugged, exactly.
Just a little like kind of edgy undertone to it.
Exactly, I couldn't have put it better. And then the other aspect that's so sexy in this fragrance are the woody notes. Like that woody notes, like he said, that like not lumberyard exactly, but there's like burnt wood in here, like different burnt woods. There's cedar, there's gyke wood, there's sandalwood. All these woody notes, so like sensual and powerful and just raw in the base on the dry down, you guys. It's so good. See, I told my husband, oh my god, it really is.
It's a really good one.
I'm seriously, it's a very, very sexy fragrance. You're wearing this
now.
All
I
the
know
time.
what I'm wearing for Valentine's Day. We're gonna put it in the closet, keep it hidden for the next 2 weeks, and that way.
No, so it's that way special. It's actually really, fellas, I'm telling you, ladies, you guys need to get this for your man. I'm here to tell you, you need this. You want him to wear this on your date night, okay? That's what he's wearing. He's definitely wearing this on Valentine's. That's gonna be his fragrance. And
I think it has some sandalwood almost.
yeah, it does. The dry down is very sensual and sexy.
Yeah.
I don't think I have ever smelled a men's fragrance this sexy. The other one that I find super sexy is this one, like Spicebomb.
Yeah.
Again, it's a very spicy fragrance. By the way, did I tell you this also is quite spicy? Like I can smell the spiciness too. And that was the other category, like spice notes, so sexy in men's fragrances. So this has basically everything sexy in here. It's just good.
Oh yeah.
It's like just so sexy. Look at the bottle. Look at the bottle.
Yeah.
It's so sexy.
I don't really like the clean scents, like the fresh type of
Just
scents.
freshy,
But
yeah.
this is like very nice. It's very different and it's awesome.
He's actually, this is really well suited for him. Like, you know, he's from, you know, like an area of the country that has that sort of Western flair, you know, like definitely that, you know, sort of cowboy thing, you know, it reminds me of the West, or the American West, really. I mean, it's perfect. It's like, I can see their inspiration, and they nailed it. They nailed the scent, the raw, sexy scent. The American West should smell like a man from there should smell like. It's absolutely gorgeous. Right now, honestly, this is the sexiest fragrance he owns. He doesn't own that many because he only is very selective. He only owns like the best ones that he really likes, and to me, this is the one I'm most attracted to. This is super sexy, very masculine. You guys, go get yourself, fellas, you need this to wear on Valentine's Day date night, and ladies, you need to get this for your husband or boyfriend or fiance, whoever. You need this. This is so sexy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Also, Micallef has other amazing men's fragrances. This is not about just Micallef. They just make sexy perfumes. Now, I want to spray these other ones, like their Royal Vintage is one of my favorite, you guys. We have travel sprays of that, Royal Vintage, and this one is Desire Toxic. This one is actually unisex, but I tell you, it leans very masculine. And then they have Osato. These all smell so sexy. Can I spray Royal Vintage in the middle of your, this is Royal Vintage, right? Yeah. So let me spray it in the middle of your, right here, over in this spot. Oh my gosh. Isn't that good too?
Yeah, it's spicy.
Spicy, isn't it? It's something else. I mean, every time I spray it, I'm surprised, like as if I've never smelled like that, because it just really takes you away. Ooh, this one is so sexy too, you guys. They like make the most unique you know, fragrances for men and women. I thought they mastered the feminine stuff. Oh my goodness, they make the most goddess-like fragrances for women. They are doing amazing with men's fragrances too. Royal Vintage is like spicy. It has this like sort of spicy opening. And it has that coniferous vibe too. And obviously it has some kind of conifer note, and it's very woody. It's so sexy and musky. It has this blast of musk that kind of just hit you right in the face, and musk is like the most sexy thing you can smell on a man, especially women and men. This has cypress. It has a blast of musk. It has pink berries and all these exotic woody notes that just so sexy, you guys. I don't want to stay here too long. I just wanted to tell you about it. Then we have here Osato. I want to spray. Can you hand me the other one? Osato. That one is more of a freshie. So Osato is very kind of like, has this sort of like, I don't want to say ambergris, kind of like a marine kind of vibe, but it has like that like freshness. I think this has more citrus in it, and then there's woody notes. So it has, of course, that woody base with loads of amber. Very sexy.
Yeah.
This one's the sexiest.
The star of the show for sure.
It sure is. Absolutely. This is just fantastic.
There we
oh
go.
my god. Oh my god.
Oh, I love it. That's amazing.
Anyway, so I wanted to show you the other sexiest fragrances in my opinion. Spicebomb. I'm not going to get into too much of the notes. We don't want to take too much time on this video. This one, again, it says right in the name, it's a spice bomb, okay? But not spice like spice in your face spice, but it's very much like blended with those fresh coniferous notes, like, you know, pine type of notes. Like, I forget what's in this. Is it cypress or pine? There's one or two or more conifer notes in here, and then it has spices. It's just absolutely so sexy. Can I spray that on you?
Yeah.
How cool is it that it's shaped like a grenade, and you actually have to pull the pin to spray the fragrance? So where did I don't say I spray here. I think this is where I didn't spray.
Soldier every time I get dressed in the morning.
This is so sexy too.
I love it.
Yeah, it's really good too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's got a really strong, it's more of that coniferous smell.
It's more freshy than the Micallef ones that I talked about. Like, this one is very sexy, has that freshness too, but it's more like deep and just mysterious too, you know? Whereas this one is just fresh, like, and spicy. Ooh, absolutely
and that spice
stunning.
is nice, right? Like, it adds a lot of depth.
I find this, the Acqua di Gio from Giorgio Armani, the Profumo one, absolutely sexy. It's very good.
Whenever
for,
I want to come off as like fresh and clean and crisp,
right,
you know?
right.
Cool,
so this is
calm,
a very
confident.
Yeah. So this is really over here. I'm gonna spray here. This is a nice place too. Oh, this is actually absolutely stunning too. Very, very sexy fragrance. Profumo actually has that Acqua di Gio, you know, they all have that sort of marine sea vibe, so it has that, like, lightens up the fragrance. This one is very kind of fresh. There's like citruses, there are some like floral notes, like geranium type ones, not like very feminine ones at all.
Never would have thought.
It's, well, you need some floral notes, like, you know, even in men's fragrances, it's very good. And it has like these like herbal notes, you know, sage, rosemary that are masculine leaning, a little hint of incense, but I don't pick up the incense at all in this. Little patchouli, again, I don't smell the patchouli at all. There's no like super earthiness to it whatsoever.
That rosemary,
it's a little bit.
I mean, it's like a small hint of it. Now that you say it, I can smell that.
So another fragrance that I actually don't have in my hand that my husband and I have sniffed a couple of times at Sephora and Macy's and places, and I'll tell you another story about that, a backstory to it, but I find that fragrance to be very, very sexy on men. It's Polo, Red Polo by Ralph Lauren.
It's great.
Very distinctly a fragrance that I find very attractive on men, absolutely sexy. So it has like these herbal notes, you know, citrus, that sort of thing. But it has a hint of coffee apparently, but I never thought it had coffee. I did not pick it up when I sprayed it at all. But it's super sexy. That fragrance is absolutely sexy. So I find it really sexy on my husband. So I went to Nordstrom one day. There was this guy helping me, like the sales associate. And he had the most massive sillage. He was walking around the whole place, like, you know, massive sillage. And he complimented me, said, you know, I look pretty and stuff. And I'm just like, you know, I was sitting there going, who's wearing that fragrance? Like, that's, you know, sexy fragrance. And I realized it's him because it's taking up the whole place. You can't tell who's wearing it. So I said, are you the one wearing that fragrance that I'm smelling right now? He's like, yes, ma'am. And I said, what is it? He said, it's Polo Red Polo by Ralph Lauren. I'm like, I knew about this before. I actually remember sniffing it at Sephora thinking it's really sexy, but this guy was wearing it. He was really thrilled that I complimented him. It's like, you think it's nice? I said, yeah, it smells really good, you know. He was a really nice guy. So I actually wanted to go sniff it again. I actually think, you know, my husband will probably buy it sometime. That's a really sexy fragrance too. Two other ones that I want to just briefly mention. Armani Code Absolute for men. Remember we sniffed it at Sephora. So we sniffed the Armani Code. All the Armani Code fragrances for men, the men's versions, really good. I like the women's versions too, but they're all sexy. But the Absolute version is super sexy. I think it has a little bit of a gourmet hint to it. Again, I'm not gonna get into like notes and accords. I'll probably put it somewhere up here for you guys. That's another really sexy one. I think it's super sexy. Oh, there was a Gucci one. I think it was the Gucci Absolute. I can't remember which flanker of Gucci that was. When I remember, I took a video of it, and I will know which one it was. I'll put it up here. That version of the Gucci men's, so sexy too. There are so many like men's fragrances out there, you guys, but there are only like a handful that are actually really sexy, you know. Guess what else is really sophisticated and yet sexy? Bleu de Chanel by Chanel. Which I think is really one. I actually thought about buying it for my husband for Christmas, but I had just bought him something else, like another fragrance. He doesn't want to have like a huge massive collection, but a Bleu de Chanel is one you should have. It's really good. You've smelled it before and you really like it. It's amazing, yeah. I like it. It's very like, very, you know, Chanel. It's very sophisticated men's version, you know, of the fragrance.
It's really easy to get into all this because you can see like there's different scents for different occasions.
Yeah. Oh my God, I almost forgot. I will never forget our very first masculine sexy fragrance. I think this is the
first one that she ever bought me.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. This even's got a 6-pack on it, you guys. I mean, this is not cheap actually. This was like the bigger bottle. He had the big one. He went through it. Then I bought him another one, and I got small one this time because he has other fragrances. This one is, what do you call it? Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce.
Right.
This is the first fragrance that I found so hot. One day, did I tell you guys the story? I actually told it on my channel before. One day I was walking in the mall and I went, you know, do you remember how Abercrombie stores used to spray the scent, like in the fog, in like their little, they used to spray their scents into the store. So I walked past this store. I didn't even see what store it was. It was this huge whiff of like sexy animal masculine magnetism. I'm like, I knew it was I knew it wasn't a person. I knew it came from the store. But I'm like, what store is spraying such hot masculinity? And I turned this way and it was Abercrombie and Fitch.
And they probably had like actual models there. No. You know, stripped down, no clothes,
no.
just underwear.
No. Anyway, I was like, immediately I thought, I need to get a bottle of that for my, at the time I think we weren't even engaged yet. I think we were just dating.
And we were dating.
So for my boyfriend. So I immediately went in and bought a bottle. So that was like the first sexy fragrance I love to smell on my husband.
She still finds it sexy.
So sexy.
And it's definitely a throwback for us.
He used to, back in the college, save this for date night.
Yes.
Back in college, when we were in college.
And still even sometimes.
Yeah.
Definitely a classic.
So good.
Very
I
sexy.
still love this on, you know.
Very smoky.
He doesn't wear this to work or anything because it's too sexy. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. So those are, you guys, the hottest men's fragrances out there. I mean, in my opinion, I've smelled a million men's fragrances. Doesn't do it for me. I mean, those are the ones that gets me going like, oh, that's sexy, you know.
And I'm happy that I have them almost all in my collection.
So essentially, all of the his little tiny collection, what he has are each and every one of them that I find absolutely sexy. By the way, we need to get a full bottle of Royal Vintage when we run out of this. Royal Vintage, and they're not Desire Toxic, probably Osato next. I mean, when he runs out of these came in that the big Micallef right here, the Micallef, you know, like the, what do you call it? Advent calendar. This is like the best deal. I've talked so much about this. I'm not going to bore you with it. But anyway, I have a discount code down in the description box if you want any of this. And when you order on a Micallef website, you guys, they throw such big gifts, like 30 ml bottles, free bottles of Mont Parfait Cristal, which is, by the way, being discontinued. Grab it while you can. Or, you know, their newest one, Soleil Passion, 30 ml bottles, and like huge travel sprays in this little nice little pouches that they send them in. But anyway, this one really like blew me away. Do you remember? I mean, I'm not exaggerating. She was
very excited about the box. And all the packaging and everything that came inside.
No, I'm not.
But that's really neat. Like, it makes you feel very, it really gets you in the mood.
I'm not exaggerating. Do you remember how when I smelled this, my reaction was the first time?
She was.
I was like.
She couldn't stop talking about it for like 2 hours.
And I kept sniffing him for hours after that. I thought it was absolutely sexy, and I immediately told him, this is going to be your Valentine's night, date night fragrance. Anyway, you guys, what do you think of all these masculine fragrances? This is all about masculine fragrance, this video. What are your husbands, boyfriends, fiancés wearing? What do they like? I really highly recommend this new one, Red Colorado. My God.
Oh, it's very good.
Yeah, so let me know, chime down in the comment section, because I really want to know what you guys think, especially our dudes. They don't really talk that much. Yeah. So please comment down below. Only few of you, they watch, but they don't comment. They're very shy. Just comment down in the comment section. Several of them talk, but they're very like, they're rare, very like elusive. Comment down in the comment section and let us know. I thought it would be great to have a male and female perspective on these masculine fragrances. I do lots of ton of unisex fragrances, you guys, so I wanted to do a video dedicated to super hot masculine fragrances. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel,
thumbs up and subscribe
to the channel.
Make sure you click those buttons
and the notification bell, most important part of it.
Oh my goodness, guys, she's so close to 10,000. Let's do it.
Yes, do it. Please get me there. Help me out, you guys. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I post short versions of everything and digestible short content. I will see you guys in my next video.
All right. See you all.